think we're ready.
Okay, we gotta... Boom, all right, we're doing it now. Once again, and the last episode I kept saying virtual cigar podcast, which it is not. It's a cigar podcast. It's a virtual cigar lounge. So we will say, hey everyone, I'm Angela.
I'm Marcy.
And I told you what we're doing. We are doing this podcast, and I always like to just kind of jump right into it because I know that's what that's what I like. When I turn on my podcast in the car, and one of my number one podcasts is the Bertcast. So if you're a fan of Bert Kreischer, comment below because we're going to get a whole episode with him going. Because I do have one of his sticks that he highly recommended. Actually, there's two he highly recommends that I'm going to definitely... We're gonna do
yeah.
I'm just waiting to
do a Bert episode.
Make sure I have them in my humidor. But anyhow, we're going to get started. Again, thanks for joining. Email us at authenticallyangela.podcast@gmail.com. authenticallyangela.podcast@gmail.com. And tell us what you are smoking and what you enjoy. So,
I'm wondering what you're smoking today.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. So, I am in the Luxury Cigar Club. I've talked about a lot of that in the past.
Bougie.
Yeah, I'm trying, right? So, also, if you're in the Luxury Cigar Club, shout out. So this is my April mailing. It just came. And today I'm going to cut into the Shuttle. Look at how cute that is. I think this is like a 4x60, it looks like.
Gosh, it looks...
But you know what? You have the information. Can I read it off your phone?
Oh, yes.
Look, and this is so cute. You get a sticker with it. And then it's also, you just take a little screenshot of that QR code right there, and it tells you exactly what you're smoking. So why I like a cigar club is, you tell me, right? You know the benefits of a cigar club.
I don't have a cigar club yet. I need to do a cigar club. I have other subscriptions like the Ipsy. I don't know if you ever heard of Ipsy. Mm-hmm. So that my daughter and I do, and it's like every month it's like, ooh, like give me all the wrinkle cream and what's gonna get rid of the crow's feet. But
it is fun when you get the package in the mail. It's like,
yeah, and we always go through and we'll trade or whatever. But this is something that I guess I didn't even think about that would exist. But it's such a great idea because if you don't necessarily know what to smoke or you want to try something but you don't want to, buy a 5-pack or you don't know where to get it, whatever.
For sure.
It's just fun to get something new. And
also stuff you've never heard of, too.
Exactly.
Because even this, I have to see who makes it. This is, so they're saying, I guessed right, just by my eye. This is a 4x60. It's a medium profile. The wrapper is a Habano, which I love Habano wrappers. And so I think I say that with almost every cigar I'm smoking because I'm such a cigar connoisseur, but I do love the Habano. The binder is Nicaraguan, and the filler is Nicaraguan and Dominican fillers. So I can't wait to try this. And now, what are you smoking today, Marcy?
I am smoking a Bayamo, and I got this one. I went I believe it was Famous Cigars, and I ordered just like a pack of 20, just like they were random.
Did you do like a pick a variety, that you didn't know what was coming?
I didn't. No, yeah. I knew there was. I think there were 3 or 4 different types in there.
Yeah.
And kind of the same thing. I didn't know exactly what they were like, but I'd give them a shot. So this
I like that
one,
band.
It's kind of pretty, right?
Yeah, we talked about that before.
It's very jungle.
The look. I mean, look how big this band is.
That is.
It's taking up basically like the whole cigar.
I know. This one is pretty. I like how it's like die cut.
Yeah.
So this one is, let's see, handmade, in Cuba.
Ooh.
It's a complex blend of aromatic Sumatra and powerful Nicaraguan, what is that, jalapa? Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, long fillers. Rolled in Honduran Criollo.
Yeah, sometimes I can't pronounce them.
There's a lot of words here. Medium bodied. It's gonna have some spicy notes with a sweet finish. So
I could tell by the
like
wrapper
that.
they have like floral accents that it's gonna be like nice and flavorful.
Yeah,
Cool.
nice and light.
So before we cut into these, let's cheers. Right now we're doing coffee this
we're
well
doing coffee.
here it's not really this morning, but it
feels like this morning.
Is it noon yet? It's not noon yet.
I don't think it is not
so
noon
this
yet.
morning.
So.
And cheers, my friend. All right, so
Cheers to whatever time it is where you are and whatever you're drinking.
I have to say, this band is pretty big. I wonder if I should take it off now.
You're not gonna get much.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
It's all right. So I think I'm going to do a V cut on this because I do enjoy the big Vitola, the big ring gauge. I should say ring gauge with a V cut. That's just me. What happened?
Nothing. I'm
Oh,
just
you
waiting.
waiting? You waited to
I'm just waiting. You just love to snap that.
Oh, I do. Let's do it again. I do love it. I like to line up the V. All right. Did it. Done.
Boom.
Time to get smoking. Yeah.
All right. There we go.
So we said we just have coffee today because usually it's what are you smoking, what are you drinking, and again, not to bore anybody, I always make sure maybe they could give me a sponsorship.
You never know.
Because I'm really pushing that lime LaCroix. I think I've heard comedian Robert Kelly say he also enjoys a cigar with a lime LaCroix.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, hey, I've been doing that for a long time.
Oh,
So.
it's a thing.
I'm not copying comedian Robert Kelly, but he's
Robert Kelly. You're copying Angela.
Let's crack that open. I just love how that sounds. So yeah, like I always say, just for me, a palate. What are we talking about today?
I don't know. We've got a few things going on.
Yeah. Well, let's. You want to just talk about Boston right off the top, or
We can go with Boston. I noticed you were wearing your
yeah. For those that know, Mom's favorite?
mom's favorite.
Mom's favorite Wahlburgers. Let me tell you. I grew up a New Kids fan. Joey Mack was my number one New Kid. After him was Donnie and Jordan. And of course, we still love Jonathan and Danny. And I have a newfound love for Jonathan because I don't know if you've seen on, I think HGTV or the Magnolia Network or wherever that he is. He's doing a home improvement show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's actually, I guess he's been saying, he's been doing it all along. Like while he was in New Kids, he's been doing it since the 90s.
Oh, wow.
He renovates homes all over, mostly in Massachusetts, because he's still, I think a lot of the New Kids still have homes.
Yeah, I think they do as
where
well.
they grew up in Dorchester, the Boston area.
Dorchester.
I'm
It's Dorchester.
Yeah, listen. You're from Mass. You say it all right. You say it.
Well, I may
me.
be from Massachusetts, but there's way different dialect out in Dorchester.
Yeah, Dorchester.
I was a Central Mass girl.
Yeah, that's how they sound. Because, that Wahlburger show with with the hamburgers. And that was so cool. It had Marky Mark on it. Donnie. Yeah. Well, I guess Donnie and...
It's not still on? Or
well, it's like on like mega repeats. I feel like it is always running. I do catch it on
So you went to Boston?
Yeah.
2 weekends ago?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, because we wanted to check out Boston University for my sons, but because that's on their list. But yeah, we spent 2 nights, 3 days just to kind of make it like also like a spring break little getaway. Break it up because I've been to Boston in the past, but I wanted my kids to kind of like walk around and see like where the Tea Party Museum and all that. Which was just so cool to just like the rich history of Boston.
It's there, man. It's everywhere you turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the coolest thing too was when we first arrived. Now, what's the famous Fenway? Is there? Is that the yeah? So it was because it's spring. It was opening like how it was just opening day and all the hoopla and everyone was like happy baseball's back. So the Red Sox, right? Because
It is.
listen, I'm not, and I'm not one of those haters. I'm from Long Island, so I'm a Mets fan, but
I forgive you.
Yeah, but I think the Boston Red Sox, though, they're in our league, right? Like they're on our side of this, so we're not like, because I know Yankees and right, they're like haters, whatever the accent is. There's a strong. I mean, you say the wrong thing to the wrong person with that, you might get punched in the face.
It's really bad. My husband used to be that in like he used to just get angry and I think so many fans get too emotionally involved.
Yeah.
I think athletes are, they're in the celebrity realm, right? They're great at what they do, but a lot of them are, there's an entertainment business, okay? You have a talent. So whether it's a talent for singing, whether it's a talent, and we're off on a tangent of sports here, folks, but everyone needs to just calm down. It's like, you should be able to go to a game and cheer for your team, even if you're not the home team.
Oh, that's how I feel. Plus that's how we were kind of raised. My grandpa coming, my family first, stemming from Brooklyn and this and that, they were Dodgers fans anyhow, back in the day, New York Dodgers fans, right, because they were in Brooklyn, and then they moved out to L.A., right, all that, I don't know, you probably know that history, because see, like, even when I'm like, the Boston Red Sox, I don't want to say White Sox, Red Sox, like, I only follow, like, the Mets, but that's, the L.A. Dodgers,
that's right, they moved out, not your family,
the Dodgers, so they always said, well, the Dodgers moved, so now we're Mets fans, like, it wasn't, they didn't become Yankee fans, or anything like that,
right.
But and I guess too, like, Yankees are Bronx, of course, all of New York, but like we were from Brooklyn, so we this and that. So, but yeah, no, we never. My family never like participated in that kind of like type of. It was like and when the World Series came, whoever, if the Yankees were in, we were rooting for the Yankees. I mean, yes, it's a New York team, but if they weren't in, we were still rooting for whoever, like the Astros. Or,
right.
We didn't. Nobody was crying.
No.
Spilled milk.
No.
In my house, at least.
Beating up people on the street because they were a different fan, but but back to Boston.
Yeah. Oh, so no, yeah, we were there. But there was just a game that let out. And it was probably like the second game of the entire.
Probably.
And it was so cool. Marcy was like, because so we had whatever it was. We just arrived. We had the almost 3.5-4 hour drive right from New York, this and that, and it was because the game let out and everyone was walking in droves out of Fenway. We were trying to go to I don't know the name of the place. It was a really cool like famous Boston burger joint. And we were outside kind of waiting like an hour wait to get in for the burger joint.
Wow.
So everyone was like coming out of Fenway. And so we're just like, standing there with my sons and stuff. But they were so energized. They won. They won, I think, 9-5. So they won big time.
Okay.
And so, like, dudes and everybody were just like, because I was kind of hanging over, like, above the sidewalk on the railing for the burger place, like, just watching people watching, like, a, nerd. And they were like, I'm this New Yorker. They don't know. But they were like, yeah! They were like, and my son was so embarrassed. He was like, Mama, can we just like... And I'm like, no, let's get into the spirit. And I'm like high-fiving strangers as they're walking by. And
they don't know.
Yeah, and Jen's always like, guys, I mean, you know your mama by now. Like, because I'm like, this is why I always when I tell people, like, I'm a DJ, I'm like, you can't be shy to do this. I'm like, I don't care if I don't know these people. This is awesome. They're so happy. It was so cool. Yeah. And they're like... Can you stop, like, high-fiving everybody? I'm like, they're so excited.
I love that.
But did you go to Fenway, like, growing up, or?
I've been to a couple of games at Fenway. We never traveled much outside of Central Mass. When I got older, I did more and more. But, traveling in Boston, I feel like driving in Boston... you have to walk or take the T. It's tough to get around. The streets suck.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah,
you got to ask Doug if he heard of that too. If it was cow paths.
Let's put that out there. Anyone want to comment on were Boston streets once cow paths for farmers.
Yeah, that
of
eventually
the
got
land.
paved because they're very much like do, like in the heart of the city. But you know what is hard too, just to get over like the what's that river, the famous Charles, right? To get from one side to the other. You know, because we would just, you know, because we don't have it, we don't know where we're going. We're like Googled, like, okay, go see the Tea Party Museum. Okay, it's on this side of Boston. Okay, now we're going to the university. So we, but we only had to go like a mile or two. Mm-hmm. But we were sitting in this curvy, wurvy traffic because Logan Airport's right there. Yeah. And like the highway, like it was all like bottleneck. Yeah. So you really, it was like traffic, but not like different than New York traffic going into Manhattan, because it wasn't even that it was I would say like whatever, I was gonna say population. It was more like just like sitting at the light and waiting for just like the merge of like everyone getting into the airport. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely congested, and I know that it can be difficult, and you know we're not called mass holes for.
I love when I learned about that. It was like,
I mean, sadly,
I love when I learned about that.
Sadly, mass hole is very fitting for a lot of
mass holes.
Those who live there, because you know, I have the right of way. You know, and they're sitting in an intersection and blocking traffic, or they're just, you know, I think the road rage is real.
You know, you could be right, because a lady was yelling out the window, eventually you're going to have to let some of us in at some time. She's going out. We were like, this is so cool. Like, she rolled down the window. I mean, and I know New York is, but like, it was like a different vibe. She was like hanging all the way out the window. And I was like, wow, you could say certain things in New York and give the finger, well, maybe even give the finger, because you would think someone's going to shoot me maybe in New York. And I was like, wait, is someone going to get shot right now on like whatever road, that whatever 90 or whatever that road was,
Mass Pike, 90.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, she literally was like hanging way out the window, like, eventually you gotta let some of us in. She's waiting, what's all the time? And I'm like, damn, right? I like her spot, but I hope Jesus someone doesn't get a shotgun out in a minute. You do that in New York, forget it. They'll run right into your bumper.
Yeah, right?
Tell me what, lady?
I couldn't hear you. I thought I'd get closer.
Just like freaking run you into the side of the road.
Yeah, I've probably only driven in Boston like 2 or 3 times. I'm usually a passenger. Mm-hmm. And even when we get into Boston, it would be like if you went to Quincy Market or the aquarium, you know.
Oh, yeah, we were going to do that, too. But we were like, we had enough of navigating. We were like, my son wanted to do that. We're like, we've had enough.
I think it's just better to park and walk your way around. I mean, it's a beautiful city, and, you know, every corner there's a statue, there's history.
Oh, rich history.
My father-in-law went to Boston College, so when my kids were younger, that was where they wanted to go. You're 9, so...
So sure, Doug's dad went.
Doug's dad went, yeah.
What did he study? Because that school has a great reputation.
I have absolutely no idea, to be honest with you.
And I know things have changed through the years for a lot of the colleges, but they claim that there's great job placement with that, which is what I look for really, especially nowadays with just the whole, even like, you know, how we're doing this. Like, there's so many young people utilizing, monetizing from podcasting or just doing virtual stuff and social media, which is awesome. So the shift, there's a shift, I think, in like job titles and and also, I mean, honestly, and even me with like a master's degree, there's certain things you could get to today kind of quicker. Yes. And some people are like, well, why do I need to go to school for 6 years? But I mean, of course, if you know you're going to study to be a lawyer and all that. You have to, but I do find there's a shift, which I think maybe for the better, because I always kind of felt like even back then, like, do we need to go for this long? Mm-hmm. We should just really be zeroing in on our major more, I think, which I think they're kind of, even Boston University, like in the tour, and we went, like, they had this whole seminar about like what the guidelines and like I said, I think they're catching up to kind of today's youth and what people are
right.
So job placement.
It's funny.
They have to kind of advertise on like that more so than ever, I think.
Yeah, I don't think people paid much attention to that. I'm going to go to school to be a lawyer. I'm going to go to school to be a doctor. I want to be a teacher. And then you go through all of the schooling, and then you're there, right? You've spent whatever 6 years or 8 years, and now
for sure, because even teachers need to go for
where do I get a job? Mm-hmm. I have nowhere to.
Yeah, no, it is tough. Because even, it's tough. It's tough. But you were so your father-in-law, so what did he do? What was his profession?
He worked for the health department for as long as I knew him.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what he studied back then. It was a long time ago. But I hope your son's,
Yeah, only time will tell, really, because I don't want to push too much, to be honest with you, because I felt like I was pushed the other way.
Yeah.
I wanted to be more artsy and this and that, and I got a lot of like, how are you going to make money doing that? Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know, Angela, how are you going to make money doing that? How do you make money being artsy right now? She rocks it on the dance floor.
Yeah, man, so, no, I had to come to that on my own conclusion. Not when I was, when I was 18, everyone, that's why I finally bit the bullet, and I was like, left the corporate world and just dove in, deep end, both feet into my DJing, and but I had to make that decision just on my own, really.
Right.
And it definitely paid off.
Yay!
So yeah, and you have that. You kind of realize that it took
we're Leos, so we're artsy in our.
Wait,
aren't you a Leo?
Well, you're a November baby?
August.
Oh no, I'm a Scorpio.
Interesting.
I'm on the cusp though.
I thought you were a Leo like me. Mm-mm. Huh. All right, we can still be friends.
Okay. Yeah, you're accepting that I didn't really know about Harry Potter. So I'm a Star Wars girl, but you were almost like, I'm not going to talk to you.
Well, that's fair. I don't think I realized you were. I'm not super into Star Wars. I mean, I kind of know the gist and all, but I've loved everything artsy. I'm a big music fan. I can sing a little. I can't play an instrument.
I'm going to get you there, though. Remember
you are.
I know.
You can teach me some chords.
But speaking of music, again, back to, we went on a 20-minute tangent.
Yeah, that's
all right,
us.
So first, let's talk about this. Hey, Donnie. Okay, I think this stems from Donnie. I'm not sure. Mom's favorite. Because on that show, Wahlburgers, they always are so cute. Between, they're like, and who's more famous, I guess, like Donnie and Mark, and then their brother Paul, Chef Paul, who runs, I'm putting the picture below. I met him. I got to meet him.
You
Chef
did?
Paul, yeah, and was like, I was so starstruck. So, but he was there cleaning up. When I got there, because there's the merch shop in the front of the burger joint, and I'm like, oh, New Kids on the Block, this and that. Which is like, but I don't want to insult Chef Paul because he wasn't a new kid. His brother was. I was
right.
They're like, it was, but it's still Donnie's brainchild. Mm-hmm. Like, Donnie and Mark were like, we'll buy you this. Basically, I mean, I think they helped. No offense, but I think Paul needed, right, the
funding?
The fame. Well,
the fame of it. Got it.
The brothers. Because, I mean, even if he opened his own burger joint, I don't think maybe would have been so huge if it wasn't, Donnie.
Chef Paul.
Come on. Yeah. But the burgers were phenomenal. My sons were like, oh my God, this is literally the best burger we've ever had. And so I said to the girl, I said from the show, I go, he really works here. Not like it's just like, celebrity. But they're like, no, Paul was here. He does. He was here this morning. And she was like, I think he'll be back tonight. Because we were there like right at closing time, 20 minutes before they closed. And he came back in. I was like, oh my God, he's right there. He was literally like cleaning up the dining room, throwing stuff away, sweet. I was like, this guy is cool. Like, he was not, like, this is below me type, like,
right.
Like I'm the Wahlberg and I was like, I even told him, he let me hug him, and he was so down to earth, and he was like, I'm like, man, you really work here. He's like, yes, I do. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Kind of like it took me
I feel like a lot of them are down to earth.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they're very real. I don't know. And maybe it's just because I grew up in Massachusetts, but I feel like you come from those roots, right? You come from South Boston.
Yeah,
like,
Dorchester.
You're Southie. You're Dorchester. I don't even think that's more of my Worcester accent coming out, but Dorchester, I don't know. Whatever. If you're a Dorchester fan, my apologies if you grew up there.
It's kind of like how me from Long Island, they say coffee, water. I kind of, in the Hudson Valley, kind of lost that. Did you feel like you lost your accent a little bit?
You know, when I moved out here, people were shocked to hear that I was from Massachusetts. They're like, you don't have an accent at all. And I said, thank you. I don't know how I escaped. I don't know if I escaped it because, I moved out here. I was late 20s. So, I've been out here for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just feel like I never really had it even growing up. I'd have to look at old home videos, I guess.
You're just yourself, Marcy.
Pull out the reel. Does anybody have a VCR I can borrow? I can watch old home videos.
Isn't that so sad? Isn't that so sad? I am so upset that I ever got rid of it was in my basement for the longest time. And we did a whole like half, not a real reno, but just like a cleanup and this and that.
Oh, got rid of it?
Got rid of it, and I thought, I was so naive. I thought, I'll just go online and buy one. You almost cannot.
Really?
Yeah, you had. They're like $700 refurbished.
Oh
on like
my
eBay
gosh!
You can't. I was so. I wish I was like had the wherewithal because I have all these tapes, and I even have my wedding.
Oh, you can send those out.
Yeah, I know. I haven't really. You know what? I'm a little bit. I have to be more trusting. I feel like with just my wedding tape, though.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid. But I know people tell me, you can get that converted to digital. And
yes, you can, yeah.
Did you convert anything?
Well, it's funny you say that. I forget, I was moving an office one time, and somebody had left, it was a combo VCR DVD player. So it was one of those where you could like move it. I'm like, oh, I'm snagging this because I'll just do it myself. I think it's moved like 2 times so far since I've gotten it. But I feel like I don't want to ever get rid of the VCR, like just in case.
So you have a VCR player?
I have a VCR. I actually don't know if it works.
Oh, I was gonna say, come bring it here. I'll plug it in.
I know. We should. Same with me.
I'm so sad.
Now
I got rid of it.
I have 2 copies of my wedding video. So
on VHS. Yeah.
So somebody else has said that.
Away,
yeah. Someone else is like, what if they ruin it? I'm like, first of all, if they ruin it,
Yeah, I should probably just bite that bullet because I also think maybe like if let's say it did get a little stuck, that would just be that one maybe segment of the video. Then that's not like the whole tape is going to be like.
And I can't even imagine the gems that are on there. Mm-hmm. First of all, family members that could have been deceased now. My kids have never. Actually, my kids.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah, there are some people on there that my kids never met as So yeah, where we can get a used VCR that works. For less than $700.
Yeah,
$700.
These are both. We've never had either of these, right?
We've never had either of these. This isn't bad. This is a very kind of don't have to think about it kind of cigar. Not strong flavor, but sometimes that's okay. Depending if you. I'm drinking coffee. So.
I was going to say, do you feel like it goes well with coffee?
Actually,
sometimes. Now, did they say that it's a light shaded wrapper there? Did it say that it was a Connecticut wrapper, or it didn't? I don't think it mentioned it.
It didn't mention the wrapper. No.
Yeah.
I would smoke it again for sure. It's like one of those you don't like. Oh, what do I feel like? I don't know what. I could pick one of these up and just smoke it. Satisfied. So and definitely be satisfied with it.
Well, for me, and this is coming to the band here, so. And that's when you could easily take it off. I've said before, the warmth of the cigar, it just makes it easy to take off the band. Look at this beautiful. We'll do a journal entry right now. But here's what I want to say about this. Again, Luxury Cigar Club. If you're not in a cigar club, I definitely recommend joining at least to start. Kind of get your what do they say, feet wet or what have you. Yeah. The core. I'm just in the first tier. Nothing too crazy. Too expensive. I get the 3 a month, but I love this. First time I'm loving it. I love the aroma coming off the stick. I'm enjoying it with coffee. Now, I don't really ever put sugar in my coffee, so for me, the flavor of the coffee mixed with this Habano wrapper, I'm feeling.
Oh, nice.
It's nice, and I'm finding this is a bit, I'd say, pepper notes, creamy and smooth. This I'm definitely. All right. Let's do a journal entry here. And like
for all of you at home, get out your journals.
Yeah, get out your journal. Yeah, I always
do this
say,
together.
I don't want to feel like I'm repeating myself, but sometimes people, they just might just only catch this one episode or what have you as their first episode, and to get to know, Marcy and Angela here. But this is what we're going to be doing. Here and there, we're going to be doing our journal entries. Oh, good, you're going to do it with me.
Sure.
So,
Dear Diary.
Yeah, Dear Diary.
Angela and I had a great day today doing our podcast.
I think I've said before too. I wish I had my original diary. Jeez, somewhere in the abyss of Staten Island. If you know what I mean. Okay, a fixed label here. Oh yeah. So again, get your journals. If you don't have one, get one. They're $8 or more. Not too bad. This is the Shuttle. Oh, what did we say? Martinez. Okay. I'm going off. I'm going.
Yeah, you know us by now.
I think that's why, too, I love the Bert Kreischer Bertcast, because he is like, we have like the same parallel wavelengths. He goes off on all these tangents every time. But like, yeah, I love that. And he says either people will not hate, but like, he's like, or they shut me off because it's like, Bert, you circle back to what your freaking guest was trying to say, and you went off on these 3 tangents. But I love that every time I'm driving to work, and I think that's probably me. I'm like, we started.
But it keeps it organic, folks.
Yeah, this is
right?
what we want. We want. That's why I named it Authentically Angela, because either you love me or you hate me. But
I love you.
Love you too. Yeah. All right, so that's what I did. I fixed the label. Okay. It says a fixed label here. Where's my pen?
I feel like I need like markers and glitter.
Oh, well, we could get that. So,
it's just me.
Oh, I heard that burn.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, that was good ASMR right in there.
Here you go.
Get another puff. Oh, it wasn't as loud as the other. No. But that was cool.
All right. Big inhale.
Uh-oh, you're going to get buzzed out here. Okay, so rating on this, absolutely, I'm giving it 5 out of 5 stars. For sure. Not only do I love the flavor profile, but I'm loving the ring gauge. I think they said this was a medium bodied. So the only reason why you kind of notate that too is, I think it's because the, like, what time of day are you choosing which cigar? Like, do you want, you don't want to get, like, super buzzed, maybe. Sometimes, people have their morning stick. Some people drive to work with a little Vitola. It could be 6 a.m. even for some people.
What's Mr.
Mark Twain there.
Mark Twain.
From the moment he woke up to the moment he went to bed. So, and also, let's not forget, flavor and strength are 2 different,
right.
There's, like, the strength, the nicotine level, and also, because, like, they also do say, like, a Maduro, which, like, a darker wrapper, but this is the Habano. It doesn't necessarily always mean full strength.
Right.
People sometimes think that because it's dark. So, like, in that, and did they say what strength that was on your description?
Honestly.
But you said you're kind of feeling like a small buzz, so maybe it is strong.
Maybe a little.
Yeah.
Maybe a little, but nothing. It could just be that I'm not fully awake yet.
And the price point on this one is awesome. I think this one came at retail $8. It said. On the Luxury Cigar Club listing, but again, I got it within the club, so for me, I got the deal already. So flavor notes, I'm checking off earthy. I'm checking off what I say sweet. There's a hint of sweetness. Spice, not really like not spice like pepper. More pepper than like a spice. Sometimes is more like sometimes people say like not ginger. What am I thinking of? Like a saffron or not? I think pepper is just pepper, and maybe spices.
Yeah.
The whole gamut of
a little. Yeah, I know what you mean. I can't verbalize it, but I know what you mean.
I know. So, and anyway, also don't feel like we're being like cigar snobs, because I do have, I think most of my, when I'm hanging out at the lounge, a lot of people are like, Ange, I don't really taste anything. And I'm like, hey, it's cool. It's cool. You don't have to. You just have to enjoy this and sit back and relax.
Right.
You know, I'm not judging you if you can't taste the nuts or something. So, I'm not that one. I'm going to talk about it, but I'm not going to judge you. So,
that was awesome.
Harshly. But, so let me finish talking about this, because if you're interested, I'd say go grab one. For sure. Okay, so Martinez, Martinez
yep.
Cigar Company out of Manhattan. Okay, it's a boutique cigar company. They named this one the Shuttle for the transit systems in New York City, trains and subways, and etc. And they blend and roll this in Manhattan. They've been doing it since 1974. And what it said here, too, for the Luxury Cigar Club is that the Martinez Cigar Company also has helped in the blending of the Hangry cigar that they made, helped make for Luxury Cigar Club, because I don't know. I think Chris and Ben are the guys that are running. Shout out to Chris and Ben. So I don't know what part they blended as well, because I'm sure they've got a super awesome palette too.
I'm sure that they do. I would just head over to luxurycigars.com and you actually can read all about it.
For sure.
We're doing some research.
For sure.
Yeah, that's very cool that they're right in Manhattan.
Yeah, we want to take
a trip.
we have a whole list. we should make that come to life this summer. We should go. Yeah, or in 2 hours. We just take the train.
See you folks, gotta go.
Peace. So, all right. So, did you say all that you needed to say about yours?
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
It was good. I mean, it wasn't like I love this. It was good.
All right, so we're going to close out this the way I always like to. Join along, because by now you should know it.
Sing along with us, folks.
All right, get your drink. So, should I start it?
This is your show.
Okay.
You do what you want.
Here's to swearing, lying, stealing, and drinking.
When you swear, swear by your country.
When you lie, lie for a friend.
When you steal from away from a bad company.
And when you drink,
drink with me.
Slanjava.
Slanjava.
And alla sante.
Coffee.
Thanks for joining. You can listen to us on Spotify, also under Authentically Angela Cigar Podcast, and we'll see you
next time.
Authentically Angela Video Podcast. Thanks for joining.